Okay, let's try C now. So once again, if the signs are the same, it was easy. I just add my columns of numbers up, the dot stays in the same place. This time my signs are different, right? So I'm doing a subtract. So I start with the large number, which would be the 5.93. I'm going to subtract the 2.81. I line the decimals up, but I'm just doing a subtract instead. Right? So just like you learned subtraction before, 3 take away 1 is 2, 9 subtract 8 is 1. I put the dot appropriately. 5 take away 2 is 3, and that would be my answer to part C. Okay, D, I have 8.21 subtract 11.4. The signs are different, agreed? So I have to do a subtract. Always start with the big number first. Don't worry about the signs. You worry about the sign, the positive or negative sign at the end of your numbers work. So I'm going to take my 11.4 and I'm going to subtract the 8.21. Okay, so there's a problem here. 11.4 subtract 8.21. I need to add a 0 here, so they both have the same number of decimal digits, so that I have something to subtract from, right? Okay, do you remember how you subtract 0 minus 1 is not possible, so I have to borrow, right? I'm going to borrow a number from the next door column. 10 subtract 1 is 9. 3 take away 2 is 1. I add in my decimal dot. 11 minus 8 is 3. Okay, so that's my numerical answer. Now I go back to the question, is it going to be a positive or a negative 3.19? It's a negative because the 11 was larger, right, Cliff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then E and F look similar, right? You've got mixed up signs. The 14's positive, the 6.23 is negative. Same with F, 5 is positive, 9.67 is a negative. So both of those will involve subtraction. So let's see, E, 14's bigger, so it goes first. 14 subtract 6.23. So I'm going to need to add some zeros. This will be 14.00. Okay, so I'm going to do my subtraction. Now this time I have 2 zeros. Okay, so remember what happens here?
Cross out the 4.
I have to borrow from the 4, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to borrow from the 4. Instead of 400 now, I borrowed 1. So this is going to be a 9, right? And this becomes a 1. Agreed? So this is like 390 plus 10. I converted my 400 into 390 plus 10, right? 10 take away 3 is 7. 9 take away 2 is 7. Oh, I can't do that, so I have to borrow this last one, and I'm going to have a 7. 7.77. Is it positive or negative, Unesa? I think it's positive too, because 14's bigger, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, then the last one, F. I've got mixed numbers, so I'm going to have to do the subtract. The 9 is going to go on top because it's larger than 5. And the 5 becomes 5.00. Okay, so I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get a 0.67 and a 4. And this one will end up being negative, right? Because 9 is bigger than 5, and the 9 is the negative sign. Okay? So, I'm not gonna get to multiplying and dividing today, so I will leave you with, if you want to review this on your own, you can kind of try and muddle ahead. You could go to assignment 8 and just try the ones that involve add, subtract, and avoid the multiply, divide if you wanted to. I'll finish up the rules for multiplying and dividing decimals tomorrow. Make sure you're all caught up to assignment 7 in this booklet. And of course, the previous books that we worked on. Make sure you're all caught up with all those books and worksheets.